My name is Maria Five. Welcome to my channel if you're new. Welcome back to my channel if you're not so new. And I have a tea and a make and a book. So, without further ado, the tea I have here. This is a peppermint tea from Compliments. And as usual, I have a little bit of honey. I find mint teas in general giving me a bit of a dry throat, which is fairly common, and so a bit of honey in the tea generally does wonders to cure that. So peppermint is peppermint and mint is mint, and you would think they were all the same, but they're not. They are very different company to company, and I have maybe it's stronger tea leaves or better soil or different. I don't actually know what contributes to better or worse tea. So far, in my opinion, I haven't tried my tea shop yet in the city, and I'm going to get some mint tea from there next time. But of all the teas I have had, I actually prefer Stash. Stash peppermint tea is my favorite. But yeah, this one is right up there. It's fairly strong. It's not a weak, limp mint tea. If there's such a thing. Yeah, I mean, I like my tea to have definitely a little bit of oomph to it. And so this one definitely delivers. I still prefer the Stash, but hey, let me know in the comments below if you have a preference for mint teas. They are really, really nice in the evenings, really nice after dinner, and mint itself helps with the digestive system. So keep that in mind. All right, so for the make, I have this. I'll just show it to you. This is about a 1-inch. It's flannelette and strips and strips and strips of it, and I've glued it to a board on the back, and I've done a bit of binding like you would on a quilt, but it's just cardboard, and I don't know if you can kind of see what's going on there. I have poked holes in it with a screwdriver and woven it so that it's flush on the bottom, and then the pieces of flannelette come through, and some of them are looped, some of them end. I have some catnip here, and I'm just going to turn, no, maybe I'll just do this. Yes, okay. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of catnip, and when my little girl Molly comes back, she's out gallivanting right now, but when she does come back inside, I will hopefully be able to film her reaction to it. So yeah, let's hope. So my girlfriend Judy and I, we each made one, spent a couple of afternoons for a couple hours at the art gallery making them. And thank you so much, Judy. It's just been a really fun thing. So I'm finally getting to try it out. It's been sitting here waiting for me to do this vlog. So, all right, so my novel today is Douglas Preston, and it's called The Lost Tomb and Other Real-Life Stories of Bones, Burials, and Murders. Published in 2023, and I know, I am a complete liar. I told you that I read, on average, about 2 nonfictions a year. Bang, here we go. This is another nonfiction. Completely true stories. There's 15 stories from all over the world, from Egypt to Alaska, and then from Italy to Honduras. And yeah, Douglas Preston, wow, he is such a good writer, I will say. Okay, so I'm going to read you the titles here, actually. These are 15 short stories, not excerpts, but definitely short stories. Some of them are essays, some of them are news articles. And I'm just going to give you a list of the titles. We have A Buried Treasure, The Monster of Florence, Unexplained Deaths, The Skeletons at the Lake, The Skiers at Dead Mountain, The Skeleton o' the Riverbank, Unsolving Mysteries, The Mystery of Oak Island, The Mystery of Sandia Cave, The Mystery of Hell Creek, The Clovis Point Con, Trial by Fury, Skeletons in the Closet, Cannibals of the Canyon, and The Lost Tomb. And just me being who I am, of course, I'm looking all this stuff up as I'm reading it on the internet, and boom, I mean, there are sites, there are pictures, like I feel so smart now. No, never mind that. But I did actually learn quite a bit. I will say I did actually learn quite a bit. So all of these stories are true, and Mr. Preston has personally gone to each site, interviewed actual people involved in the murders or in the findings, the archaeologists, what have you. He is, yeah, very involved. Everything is told in first person, and it's, yeah, talking to investigators, suspects, and even Smithsonian workers. So, yeah, he did his homework. Each piece, however, is not written as a journalist. It's very much his writing, very personable, and you're there. You're there with him as he's talking to other people and discovering things and being part of a conversation. It's very personable, very easy to read, especially for nonfiction. Not my favorite genre, but this book intrigued me. And truthfully, I thought it was going to be more stories, more spooky, more, rattling bones and chains, and it wasn't that at all. The only cohesive part to this book is the bones themselves. Everything involves bones of some sort or another, but they are very different. All kinds of stories from all over the world. So very interesting. They all of them have been studied or about to be studied. There are many techniques used. And yeah, lots about bones. Everything from the Paleozoic era to the Mesozoic bones and the Cenozoic bones. Sometimes going back 66 million years. So pretty incredible. I have a paleontologist friend, Georgia. Hi, Georgia. Yeah, she would probably be able to give you way more in depth about this than I can. I didn't even take it in university. For my science, I took astronomy 100, just to fulfill the requirement. And I can tell you a bit about stars, but not so much about bones and diggings. All right. So one of the concerns about this book, I think, that came up in more than one was the digging up of bones and the finding of bones and the finding of skeletons, and in the need or in the pursuit of knowledge. And how different was their diet, how different was this, how different was that. And a big part of the question that came up is like, these were people at one point, even if it was 66 million years ago, and is our knowledge worth that? I mean, what are we trading for that knowledge, and is it truly ethical? So that was a big question that kept getting raised, and different groups were coming forth going, we want those skeletons. Those are not yours. We don't want you to have them to study. Like, surely we should let these bones rest. And so that came up in various countries all over the world. It came up, and I thought that was really interesting. And Douglas Preston made note of it, but he didn't talk about that at all. But I just thought that was an interesting point to talk about here, was just what we do and what we should or should not, could or could not do for the pursuit of knowledge. So let me know in the comments below if you have any thoughts on that. I think it's an intriguing topic, intriguing subject. And then finally, I'm going to talk to you about The Lost Tomb. It's the last piece, and it's the piece that, of course, the book title is about, The Lost Tomb. But it's the last story. And it's talking about the mausoleum of the pharaoh in Egypt. And they've been digging, excavating, studying for years, and probably will for another 50 or so. They feel like there's 92 rooms, but it could be even bigger than what they're even suspecting. And they're finding all kinds of pottery, all kinds of frescoes, all kinds of beautiful artifacts. And some of them are in tiny little pieces. There are skulls. There are all kinds of things that are in the Valley of the Kings. And so this is KV5, and as it is known as the dig site, and it is just, Mr. Preston is right there. He goes through, and they open up one cavern, and he's the first person to go through as the writer for this piece. And there's nothing in that particular room, but pretty exciting to be able to be the first person to go in with a flashlight, a torch, and see some of these incredibly old remains, 3,000-year-old remains. Like, wow, that would be something. Even though it's very hot and dry and dusty, and there's a lot of humidity sometimes, and so all that dust just turns to mud on your skin. Like, he gets quite descriptive, and it's really, I don't know, very enlightening, I thought. But yes, the Pharaoh burial site in Egypt, there's only about 400 Egyptologists in the world. And it's not like a lot of positions come up. And yeah, and I think it's something that Mr. Kent Weeks is the head of the dig. And he said he knew from a very early age that he wanted to be an Egyptologist, and this was his thing. And he's gone through a lot, and now he lives full-time in Egypt. He's lost his wife there, but yeah, just raised 2 kids there. Pretty incredible, pretty amazing. So if that and all intrigued you, if I have sparked a little bit of curiosity, please pick up the book. Let me know in the comments if you have read it or if you are intrigued by it, what your thoughts are. And please subscribe, and we will see you again next Saturday. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye-bye.